Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Spider-Man figure review. It's lit.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
Look at one of the side panels. You can see it says Figure Complex at the top. Amazing Yamaguchi, powered by Revoltech Spider-Man. Picture of the figure says Spider-Man. Again here, this is series number 002. 001 was the Deadpool from this line, sculpted by Yamaguchi Katsuhisa. I guess I'm pronouncing that right. And Kyoto there down at the bottom. And on the opposite side, more of the same and a couple of different pictures. And my girl just pushed a drink through the side of the door, so it's really lit. And that's how the front looks. I hate showing the front of the box because I'm trying to eliminate the glare. This is the no glare gang right here, but more the same on the front. Advertisements, marvel.com logo here, picture of J. Jonah Jameson there, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's get this bad boy open. The inside paneling of the box is also some cool artwork here, similar to what they did with the Deadpool figure, so that's taking a look nice. At the amazing Yamaguchi Spider-Man out of the package, and let's get this out of the way right off the bat. This figure looks horrendous. It looks atrocious. It looks ridiculous in a vanilla stance. This is a figure that is not made for vanilla posing. You're not going to get them in a vanilla pose and get these great stoic shots. This figure is strictly made for posing. So absolutely, there are some wonky parts. There are some crazy joints that stick out, and there are some things that are really an eyesore on the figure. For instance, these shoulder joints look nuts. No question about it. Revoltech implements a very unique articulation scheme based on their revolver joints. So if you're not typically an import collector and you mostly collect domestic figures, Marvel Legends or DC icons or something like that, it may not be something that you're used to, but it very well could be something that you can get used to and that you may actually like if you try it out. Again, this is something that is going to be really, really great for posing. So let's go over accessories real quick. Right out of the package, he comes with a set of open hands with the fingers fully spread, and you can see those, and those look pretty cool. And he also comes with a set of fisted hands, and the fisted hands look good. And he also comes with a set of whipping hands. I mean, you can't have a proper Spider-Man without a set of whipping hands. And on the left hand, you can see a little peg hole right there, and that's because you get two sets of webbing. You can see those little pegs there, and those can tap right into that port on his wrist. And this is a short pair that you get. And then you get a longer set. So it's my understanding that the longer set is actually supposed to be for when he's kind of swinging, and the shorter one is for when he's actually thwipping. And then you also get another set of grabbing hands. It's almost like a fist, but you know, they have an opening through them. And you get another webbing, which is looped and has a hook on the end, so you could actually use the loop part to hang it from some apparatus, and this will keep his hands in place, and then you can hang them upside down. There's that. And you can pretty much do that however you prefer, the feet behind the web or in front of the web. But I need to backtrack for a second because I actually forgot one thing. So there's a smaller web shot tabbed in, and I think that looks very, very good. But what I forgot to mention was that both fisted hands actually have a little peg hole in them where you can tab in the longer web swing. So that makes for a lot of playability, a lot of options. Obviously, you can mix and match and have them swinging with both hands, or thwipping with one hand and swinging with one hand like I have here. So and just cool. Like the Deadpool, the head pops off, and there is another piece here. So don't forget to put that back on when you're putting the head back on. But the head pops off to reveal that the eyes can be popped out. And it comes with this little tool that you can use to pop out the eyes, and then you can interchange the eyes. So let's go through those real quick. And that's how that looks when they're out. So these are fairly easy to swap out, and this is the first set. These look sort of menacing. They look like evil eyes. I guess we'll call these the evil eyes. And those look pretty good. I should probably note that the small clamshell that holds the interchangeable eyes, they're arranged in the clamshell exactly how you should put them, apply them to the figure. So that's pretty helpful. And this is the second set. This is a more bright-eyed or wide-open eyes, maybe like a surprise sort of look. And these look cool as well. And then there's the final set, and this is sort of like a smug look, or like, what the hell are you doing? And obviously all of these interchangeable eyes and hands, it makes, it gives the figure a lot of personality and a lot of playability. And that is one of the major draws with this particular figure, is all of the interchangeable parts and all of the options. And real quick, you can mix and match the eyes as well. And just taking a quick look at the deco. I do like the sculpted lines on this. Some people prefer painted on lines. Some prefer sculpted lines as far as Spider-Man goes. I think the emblem is pretty clean. This looks pretty decent. The paintwork is not phenomenal. It's nothing to really write home about. But I do like this blue. I like how it's sort of like a metallic blue. And the colors pop. The colors are actually very vibrant and they look good. The shape of all the eyes look really good. Obviously, where the figure really stands out is the unique articulation scheme. So in terms of articulation, the head can move independently of the neck, as you saw when I removed the head. So that's on a ball joint. And then the neck can move as well. So that allows the figure to look down really far and look up really far. And as far as the shoulders go, you can see the revolver joints here. And obviously, this is one of the least desirable things about the figure. One of the things that's really an eyesore is how these look. But the way they function is what really gives the guy a lot of posability and a lot of options with posing. So you could take a look at the joint here. You can see that it kind of moves at 2 points, and you can actually pull all of these joints out and rotate them. Again, this is why they're called revolver joints. So it allows for a very nice range of motion as far as the arms go. It works as sort of like a butterfly joint, and you can rotate it on that joint as well. So obviously you can get the hands in really far and get them out really far, and that works really well. And then you get another revolver joint here at the elbow, so it can hinge really deep. You pretty much get a double joint, but it will also rotate on that joint as well. And so then you get rotation at the wrists, and you get a hinge, which you've seen. Obviously, you get a nice deep hinge, and you can then the upper torso moves independently, and you can get that to crunch down pretty far, and you can get that to go back pretty far, and you could kind of see how that looks in there. But then the lower torso or the lower abdomen can crunch down forward as well, and both will turn left and right. You could turn left and right at the lower abdomen and at the upper torso, so you get a very deep ab crunch with this guy, and you can get him to go back really far. So that's great. And then at the hips here, you have a couple more revolver joints. It will move and revolve here right at the pelvis, and then at the upper thigh as well, so that acts sort of like a thigh swivel. And again, you can remove all of these parts if you wanted to. You get another revolver joint here at the knee, so you get a nice deep bend on the knee, and it will also rotate on both points. So you can rotate it here at this joint and at the lower joint, and you get rotation here at the upper boot. I don't like the way this looks, though. I think they should have made that sit a little more flush, but I understand because you can probably remove it at that joint as well. You get a nice hinge on the foot. You get a very deep ankle pivot, and that's another revolver joint there as well. So, the way the joints work, it's a lot to figure out, and it's almost like a puzzle. We're working with one of these figures. Actually splits are no problem. You can get his legs all the way out. As you can see, there's that. And I should also note that one thing that I didn't show was that the figure comes with a stand. I just been using the A.C.B.A flight stand, but the stand that he comes with is sufficient, and it does work very well. I always say Spider-Man is one of my favorite characters, so for the most part, if it's Spider-Man, if it's highly articulated and has decent paint, decent sculpt, then I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm more than happy with this purchase. It's gonna cost you about $50 if you get it directly from Japan. Definitely a bit more domestically, and even more on the secondary market, and it's only going to go up in price once Venom drops, which will be the third figure in this series. So they had Deadpool, they just dropped Spidey. Venom is supposed to drop in April, and once that guy comes out, it's going to be a hefty sum for you to backtrack and get Spider-Man if you didn't already. So I would say try to pick him up now in anticipation of that figure. And yeah, man, I'm pretty happy with this guy. I've been posing, and I've been taking so much time that I had to stop because my camera had died. I've been like posing them in between each segment of the review, and this is taking longer than it should have. But this figure has serious fun factor. I would highly recommend. All right, until next time, peace.